Good morning, or afternoon, good day. It's the Tigg, Sunday morning, and I gotta reposition myself so you can see me because I was sitting off to the side. Lots to talk about, well, not really. A few things. I said, of course, competition zone, whatever the hell, dropped. Tons of videos, tons of people streaming it live. My first impressions, I couldn't afford it, so I didn't get it, obviously. But my first impressions of the new ACC, not that impressed. It's R Factor 2. The more I watch, the more I see R Factor 2. Actually, they're not. People are going back to their normal streaming of what they stream, and I mean, it's like it had its run. And when the next package comes out, the next level, there'll probably be a ton again. But thus far, I'm not seeing what they all the fuss is about that they made. It still seems very, very beta to me. Excruciatingly beta to me. For as long as they've been working on it, I thought it would be a whole lot further along than what it already is. I was expecting, I was really expecting all the little details that everybody seems to be having problems with. Full screen doesn't work all that great. A lot of people are complaining about the force feedback and stuff like that. I've heard so many things. The wheels not being recognized by the sim. Of course, when I have this old Momo and I got a set of Corsa 1, as people are now calling it, to recognize this wheel, even though it's not in the list of wheels it supports. You just have to keep doing the configure thing over and over again until it actually does see it. You just have to keep playing with it. So that's what that is on the competition zone. I'm hoping that they get it a lot better than what it is really fast. I mean, the weather, video, the graphics are dynamite. But from what I'm hearing is the actual interface between the driver and the car is not that great. And I've seen where some of these guys have the wheels that seem to get hooked up right away. With the one track and one car they give you, they're all running 155s. I've seen other guys who can barely get the 2s. It's just amazing that if you have the more modern or direct drive, I think that's who most of them are, getting into the mid 150s, have the direct drive. And I'm thinking the guys that don't have the direct drive, it's hard to keep up. I've watched 15-20 videos on this over the last few days. I'm kind of glad I didn't put out kind of glad I didn't have the money to put out for this sim, because honestly I don't know if I really want it. It's going to be one series tracks, and that's it. From what I've been reading, unless I've not been reading anything else, modding is not going to be supported. They're not going to lock it, but they are not going to support modding. If you can figure out how to do it, which, you know, a good modder probably will, but if you're a good monitor, you'll figure it out. But then again, this is the one. The picture on the screen is one of the pictures. One of the guys was driving online, had a pretty damn good graphic card, and you saw this puddling and all that stuff. It was cool. But from what I understand about the modeling, they're not going to support it, not one bit. They're not going to unlock. They're not going to lock it up, but they're not going to support it. They're not going to give you any tools to use it. You're going to have to figure it out all for yourself. Now, the only people I actually see doing this are the guys who do the pay mods, because it's about the only people who are going to take the time to mod it. And there's nothing wrong with paid mods. You know, that's how they want to support themselves, keep, you know, buy the tools, whatever. That's perfectly fine. That's great. I just don't have the extra money to throw away on paid mods right now. It's kind of like DLC. That's the way I look at it. And these pictures that I'm showing up on YouTube, well, up here, there's solar flares, there's everything. The one guy that I was watching who used all the weather and changed the sky parameters. It was really cool. He went through everything: the late afternoon, the late evening, early morning, the night. He went through it all. So it was really cool that he was doing all that, and he had the computer to run it. It's a very good-looking game. Very good-looking game, but with the problems they're already having from the get-go to the fact that it is just one series and one series tracks, I think that's going to hurt them in the long end. The non-modding support will hurt them. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my honest opinion. And I've said a lot of other people also have said it on other channels. Like I said, that's why I haven't been streaming all week. I've been watching a lot of these things. I was actually thinking about streaming a couple times this week. In fact, yesterday I tried to stream something, figuring out that OpenGL-based sims and games won't stream. I figured that out yesterday. But because I love Serious Sam. It's an old game. It's from 2001, I think. It's my favorite first-person shooter game. It's old as hell, but it's fun as hell. They have it at Steam. It's like $5, but I've had it it since it came out. And old on disc, and it runs with no problem on Windows 10. But if you run it through Steam, I bet you, because there's no code for those old games, that if you run it through Steam, it actually might stream. I might buy it on stream. There's the 20th anniversary or 10th anniversary edition or whatever. Anyway, off the topic of sim racing. Honestly, this ACC has pretty much blanketed the world, and I figured out why it came out this week because of the Attic. The Attic Sim Racing Expo in Germany. I think at this particular track, and this particular series is running there at this weekend. So that's why this came out this week, in case you were ever wondering. So there you go. That's about all I did all week was watch videos of the. Excuse me. You notice it's still on my wish list. I haven't taken it off, but yeah, that's about all I did. Now when we go to, let's see, games. Oh, you're gonna be a pain in the butt, aren't you? You. Game if you're looking for, honestly, if you have R Factor 2, you have R Factor 2. Ian.
Yeah.
There is a facsimile of the original Charlotte Roval in R Factor 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there is an actual. There is a and I cannot remember then. I looked it up yesterday. I actually put it on our Facebook page. If people don't know, I actually did do a Facebook page for this here.
You better join it.
Yeah. This is it here. It's the Tigg's Facebook page. I forgot to capitalize the P. Oh, whoop-de-doo. But yesterday I did do, I put up a poll this morning. What would you like to see streamed? NASCAR Racing 2003, GTL, R Factor, Assetto Corsa, GTR2, Project Cars, R Factor 2, Race 07, and all its content. And that includes GTR Evo, which is on the same disc, or it doesn't matter as long as you live stream. So there's a few choices there on that poll there. Also,
I'm on the as long as you live stream. I'm good, you know.
They
I
came
don't
out.
really care what sim it is. It could be anything from iRacing all the way down to NASCAR sim racing, or even GP.
GPL will not stream because that's OpenGL.
I know.
It's open. I have to play with it now, so I'm going to have to go and play with it. I'll have to go and play with that. Okay, well, they updated the Watkins Glen. Remember, I did a little review. They had one bad camera. They fixed it. It's called Mountain. It's called Mountain Peak. Is it? It is the. It's no. I don't think it's going to be on Steam. Stupid computer. Stupid fat fingers. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have the map here. It's a mile and a half. It's made by ISI. It's basically a mile and a half oval. It looks like Charlotte. But they don't have the maps here on here. I don't remember. Is it in? Let's go into my common, my R Factor 2. I mean, it's the old layout. Installed. Ooh, God, got it right. And of course you come here and there is no mountain. There is no mountain. Martinsville, Michigan, Mid-Ohio, Moores, Mountain Forest. Okay, so what freaking folder is this track in? I guess, like, again, I should have been a little bit more prepared to talk about this, but that's really weird. As I was on it
yesterday. I actually completed a race from start to finish. It was a 27-lap Kansas race on NR2003. Started at the back, almost got together with Dale Jarrett, but I managed to claw my way back up to a top 30 finish. Finished 27 by the end, and I feel like that's a good enough result for someone of my skill level. I had on like 90 tie, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if you've got a bad connection or I've got a bad connection.
Yeah, you're sort of choppy on my end.
You're choppy on my end, yeah. Well, satellite, and weird weather always affects the satellite. As long as it's going out and people can hear. I can actually watch this, see how it looks afterwards. I cannot believe that track is not in here. Or what it's named under. Oh, okay. Let's look under ISI.
Yesterday,
right here. I just found it.
Comment. Oh, wow. Ooh.
I just found it because it was under ISI. Infield course. Of course, it's not a picture. Let's go up here. 1.26. Of course not. It's all in. It's all in this. Let's see if we can open this up. Oh, where's the little pitch? And here we go. I know how to get there. Where did it go? Here it is. And that's what it looks like. It's the old infield road course. That's what it looks like. With the little chicane in the infield part. But basically, it's what it is. And if you want to race it, you got it in our factor too. Basically.
That's good to see. And our track designs is slowly working on their own version.
Yeah, I posted that. I just posted that also on the Facebook page. If you note, location is North Carolina. Where's Charlotte? North Carolina. So there you go. They just put the mountains in the background. I was in Charlotte once. There's no mountains in behind the track, but neither here nor there. But it's there. That's how they got it into the sim. That's basically it. So you got a passable version, and that's about that. Well, shit. Oh, I did win a contest a couple weeks ago from WeatherTech Racing, and they sent me a sticker which is stuck to the side of my computer with tape. I'll just peel it off. They sent me this little sticker here from when they were at VIR. So I occasionally win some yeah, that's a nice little sticker. I got it stuck to my computer. And that's what I was expecting, a little envelope with that is. They also sent these. And you can't really see them, but there's 4 of them. They're coasters, and they say WeatherTech, the WeatherTech Championship, and they're the WeatherTech pads that they put in cars, made into a coaster. Kind of cool. So I got that on my desk. I got 4 of them. I got one on my back desk. So there you go. That's how that worked out. But
yeah, yesterday evening on Reddit, I sort of catch my news like iRacing Reddit. Something was going on the AI when I saw a video of the AI preview that it doesn't really matter for iRacing because it's all online. Then it was that he was saying if you want to run against AI, he'll run any other sim. But then I posted that yes, that's all fine and dandy if you're a road racer, because you have I don't know how many options of GT3 cars, but for oval racers, this is pretty much a coming of NR 2019. Considering that NR 2003, old but good, but it still runs on 2003 physics with 2003 rules, and it's starting to get up there in age, despite all the modding support. So that, but if anything, AI on iRacing can only be good for the race.
No, it's when my computer's loading, so maybe I got too much crap running in the background.
Yeah, large.
That's probably the problem, running too much crap in the background. I'll have to run Steam, and I have to run Discord. But that's it. Yeah, the iRacing, I did forget to mention that they did talk about that at the Sim Racing Expo. For oval racers, yes, it's going to be a vast improvement over what's been out. For the guys who do everything else, road racing, it's not worth it to them. And I was kind of talking to High Bank about it the other day. We're figuring that the monthly subscription cost is probably going to go up a few dollars for the AI. I don't see them not charging extra for it. I honestly, if they put that much effort into it, look at that, they even did the block plane series at one time, now that it's going to Assetto Corsa Competition Zone. But I don't see them not charging more for, I do have that on my wish list, for AI. Honestly, I don't see them not charging for it. We would be in their best interest not to charge. I think it's $9. It's $9 a month now. I think it's what it is, or $9.99. And of course, you get the 3-month plan. It's like you save $5. You get the 6-month plan. I think you save $10. You get the yearly plan. I think you save $20. over the cost of what it would be. And if they raise it to $12.99, I don't see them not losing any business. I actually see them gaining business.
Yeah.
With the fact that most of the guys like you who do not race online and they prefer AI, and of course and R2K, great game that it has been for the last 18 years or 15 years. The rule package is out of date, plain and simple. That's where you're going to start with first. Your rule package is out of date. Then your arrow's completely wrong. The cars actually are slower. They're more powerful and slower than what they were in 2003. Believe it or not, there's more power. There's like 50% or 50 more horsepower than there was back in 2003, and they're slower because their cars are so much bigger. They put a bigger hole in the air. That's why they have more. But they could actually be faster if they just actually put the big ass spoilers back on and keep the cars glued to the ground. Of course, then it turns into that.
Also, the tapered spacer. Remove the tapered spacer and let those engines breathe.
Yeah, well, it's restrictor plate. Everything's restrictor plated.
Yeah.
And this new thing that they've got coming up for next year, there's some people are harping on it already about the draft packaging at the mile and a halfers is just going to kill it. And I just watched a video that was put out. I didn't put it on the Tigg's page. I just put it on my personal Facebook page about it's on Facebook or it's on YouTube about what's killing, what killed NASCAR basically. And so everything that Brian France has done since he took over the organization, unfortunately. But yeah, when you're talking about sim racing, the iRacing, if they do in fact get AI, I don't see them. I don't see them putting them. Hopefully not a half-ass package like. Well, so according to, I've not really raced the AI on R Factor 2, but according to a lot of things I've been watching of late, paying attention to people's opinions of it, R Factor 2 has the best AI out there. That's what I've been told. I've not really raced against them that much, but a little bit I have. There's times where they've, instead of, like, same track that I would run in R Factor 1 with similar cars, the AI in R Factor 1 would run you over, whereas the AI in R Factor 2 will either slam on the brakes hard, not hit you, or spin out, try not to hit you. So that's one thing. I've not really spent a lot of time with it. I needed some more time with that particular sim. And now that I've subscribed to everything on there, I have every car, every track that's on there. So, on Steam's...
Pretty much the same with me. I pretty much have every track, except for some oddball road courses. I generally have mostly oval tracks. Pretty much any track that's around IndyCar, Formula 1, Formula E, pretty much any major road racing series, I probably have it.
Really? You can't go to the game page? Is it over here? Store page. There we go. R Factor 2. I'm just getting up on the screen using Steam. Yeah, well, they're mostly positive, relative reviews. I have everything. I mean, and I'm serious, I have. Oh, I forgot to follow. I downloaded everything. Unless it's a paid mod, there's a couple of paid mods in there. But, like I said, I'll get paid mods eventually. But there's so few of them that I'm not really worried about it. And there's usually a free version of the same thing with just not as crisp quality, but still very drivable. The one mod that High Bank put up for a Hot Lap Challenge this week was the MX-5 Spec Racers, the Mazda Miatas. Those things I don't know if it's the combination of the track and the car, but they don't drive worth a crap. I have yet to take them somewhere else to see if it's the track, because Spec Racers generally run, especially that particular car, run on shorter tracks, under 1.5 miles in distance, and he's got us running on a 2 mile, almost a 2.1 mile road course. with, it's the infield of California Speedway or Apple Valley. It's called in R Factor 2. And the car drives like crap. I actually need to take them to probably Lime Rock, because that's obviously I'm familiar with that more than any other track anymore. But yeah, that's something that needs to be looked at. See how bad that actually is. And if you look at, if you were just watching the videos from iRacing to the videos here in R Factor 2, there's a lot of similar cars, a lot of similar features. So, it's almost...
That can be said for almost any sim.
Well, yeah, but these are the two most...
Especially on GT3 cars.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things... That's
why competition is all GT3, because...
Well, that's because that's
what enough that every sim and their grandpa's, grandma's, second cousin, third removed...
If you look... The fact that they're getting sponsored by a particular series is helps them. But if you look, every sim is a GT3 sim, other than NR2K. The Papyrus.
Pretty much.
And you got EA Sports. You look at the longevity of some of these things. Like GTR2 has been around since 2007, I think. So. Or not 2007, 1990, or 2007. What am I thinking? Oh, that's not what I want. Where is it? GTR2 store page. It should give you the date here. I mean, okay, 2006, September 10th, 2006 is when it's been released on, and it's still one of the most popular sims out there, and it's that old, and it's one of the few that still, that came out with weather back then, and still is one of the few with weather, with actual rain. Now, granted, compared to what we just seen in the Set of Course competition zone, compared to the weather in GTR2, there's, it's night and day. It's totally different, but it still was there. And if you look, most of these cars are GT2 and GT3 cars, so you're going to get that. I mean, I know you're a diehard NASCAR fan, and I know there's a lot of people out there like you, but compared to the larger market, I can guarantee you at that expo, there's probably 10% of the people there are interested in a stock car, NASCAR type sim. The rest of them are after this. So this is what you're going to get. That's the market. Now, if you can go to, when you graduate high school, you can go to school and learn how to do all this stuff. You can make, well, that's what they did with the original R Factor. There's a quasi stock car mod in R Factor 2 also, but since they don't have the NASCAR name and a NASCAR, everything, that's why the Mountain Peak is like it is. It's to try to get you to try it, but that's the thing with you NASCAR fans too, is you're so focused on that name and that branding and the track names and all that stuff, that when you see something like that, and that's why it kind of failed in R Factor, is the branding's not there. Now, Arca Sim Racing is basically R Factor for ovals, and once they worked out the little bit of kinks, that was the rules were perfect, everything was current, and it was physics were great, but that's still R Factor.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Once you it's just, you just get yourself out of the mentality. Like, use that Monster Energy, whatever that is, Monster-y Energy, whatever it is. There's 2 mods I know out there for R Factor 2. Now the few times that I've played with it, you do really have to mess with setups. You have to figure out how to get that right front from burning up so hot. I think it's about I think it's about spring pressures. I think it's about the springs. I'm not sure. I haven't really played with it that much. I may have spent 20 minutes with the stock car mods in R Factor 2, but it's not bad. it's not as bad as what people make it out to be. You just got to get over the. If you look here, the NASCAR, there's not going to be no store page, but this isn't on Steam. But you got to get by. You just got to let go of the
default setup.
Well, yeah, and you got to let go of the mentality. Just because it's not NASCAR, it doesn't say NASCAR, doesn't mean it isn't NASCAR.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. That's why I want to say I want an NASCAR sim, but even just an oval sim, I don't care if it's like Saturday night short track, but make a solid, as much as the market is even smaller for that.
Exactly.
Make a solid like Saturday night local late model sim. I'll probably still play that. I'll still probably play the heck out of it.
That's all in R Factor. There's so many mods in R Factor. You have no idea. And they're coming to R Factor too. It's the tire model that's making it harder for R Factor 2, but it'll give them time. It'll get there. I think that as long as people don't give up on it, it'll be there.
Yeah, all I noticed is that like 2 beta top mods, 1 based on Splash and Go, and then the same group that converted Splash and Go's mod is working on Xfinity mod. So yeah, there are people working on it. I'm actually subbed to those discussions on the official Studio 397 forums.
Yeah.
To keep me updated.
Oh, it's the setup thing. It's the tire models. The models that Splash and Go make or buy or whatever they do, however they get them. I don't know how they get them.
I think Burnout. I remember Burnout saw a post on a forum a while back that he created.
Yeah, they're nice models and they transfer well over into the other sims. The thing with R Factor 2, unlike on R Factor 1, where it was more engine tuning, and the tires were there, but you just take the tires from the original and the tire modeling is the big thing, and that's where we're going to run into. This was what's going to take so long getting that into R Factor 2. I just find it amazing that what's available out there. Yeah, that's almost done. Anyway, no Bill this morning. He said he was going to sleep in this morning. He's not feeling the greatest, so. Again, one viewer. I'm not going to ramble on for 2 or 3 hours like we have been in the past, especially since I seem to be. Oh, I have things to get done around the house too. I've got a life to lead, unfortunately. But covered sim racing. Didn't cover real racing all that much, but there's really not much to talk about. I know F1 is at Singapore today. I'm not even sure where NASCAR is today. I'm not even paying attention. Where is NASCAR?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. How come you're not going?
Las Vegas. And we have tickets.
Yeah.
We probably will be going, depending on if my mom feels good or not. She hasn't been feeling the greatest lately, but if she can drag herself up and out of the house, we'll be going.
Oh, that's good. That's good to be going. You should be going. But I think this morning they showed some IMSA on FS1 at like 7 o'clock this morning. They were at Laguna Seca. I don't know what else is going on, if they're going to run any more or they're already done for the weekend out there. I know Bill's disappointed about not being able to go to that also, so it's all part of life. I don't know where I don't think BTCC's anywhere. The WTCR. It's too many series to keep up with. Too many. I don't know how. Yeah. I watched Sean Cole, and he must spend half his free time researching what's going on in sim racing. So if you want to know really what's going on in sim racing, what's coming up, what's coming out, new products, the Sim Pit with Sean Cole, he's the one to watch. I will say that he's got me beat leaps and bounds. Um, he's got everybody beat leaps and bounds for that type of content. So go ahead, throw him a like, tell him I sent you. He's talked to me quite a few times on a live stream, so he recognizes the name, the Tigg. I don't think he recognizes me back from when I was TI2BLEGER, still am actually. But we actually used to have conversations back when they first started with Inside Sim Racing. It wasn't even called that; it was called Sim Racing Tonight. For when when they advertised the FMS Freedom Motorsports mod for R Factor way back when. So, but yeah, he's a good guy. Anyway,
Mrs. Klein's top screen and title both came back.
let's see, sim racing, a little bit of real racing. We're all looking for the fiasco that will be Charlotte again here. We won't touch on it too much, but that's next weekend. Or is that's the 30th, or is that next weekend?
Do you want to come over for dinner?
When is Charlotte?
What?
Dinner.
Okay, he's not there anymore. I forget when Charlotte is. I'm not going to look it up. Anyway, next 2 weeks Charlotte will be there. The Charlotte Roval. So we'll talk more about that after that fiasco goes through. Anyway.
Yeah.
Not much else to really touch on. Talked about the poll over at our Facebook page. Our Facebook page, I believe there's a link down in the description. I think I put a link there. Oh no, there's a link up in the other corner. That corner. You gotta remember the cams are reversed. I'm actually pointing to the left and it's pointing to the right on the cam. Up there in the lower corner of my banner, there is a link to the Facebook page. There's a link to the new Patreon. There's a link to the Twitch channel, which I'm still trying to figure out how to multi-stream. Still trying to figure that out. And then there's a link to the PayPal Pay Me account that I've had set up forever and a day and never used. But those are new stuff. So if you like what you see here on the Tigg's live stream, hit the like button, hit the reminder button from when I go live. If you really like what I see, smash those other buttons up there. Really show much appreciate my work. I know nobody's going to smash them. I'm just being funny. At least go to the Facebook page and like that, because I post throughout the day.
Hey, it's Bill.
Well, it's Bill, and he can't hear us again.
I can hear.
Oh, okay.
I guess we're not exactly done yet, unless you want me and Bill to carry the show.
Well, I need to get more coffee here.
Okay.
So, what's up, Bill?
I just got this cold is kicking my foot, kicking my butt.
Oh, well, yeah. Are they gonna?
A half hour to get my so I can talk.
You're old. That's why.
Shut up. I don't know how this is gonna work on Tuesday.
You better get it out of your system. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I'll get more coffee.
So, Bill, you were talking about, instead of course the competition, iRacing AI, as well as a few other things about short track sims. Saying it doesn't matter that most people won't play oval sims unless they have NASCAR name and track sim. But for me, you can create a Saturday night short track sim, like local racing. I'd probably still play.
With the heat structure and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, so like what you see on like a local short tracks. Yeah, I'd still bite.
You hear me better now? I just my mic was flipped up on the side of my head.
Yep. And also, I was talking about iRacing AI. I was on the iRacing Reddit, so I put, oh, if I want to do AI racing, I'll play some other sims. iRacing is for online against real people. And it said, that's good and all if you're a road racer. It's not like you don't ever sim and the and
No, look at her. She's feverish. She's much weaker than she was this morning. She could be.
Actually, I like the direction of Competition Zone. I like the fact that they're doing one series. They're gonna have all the track. They're gonna have all the cars, because that everybody knows that's my bitch. Is that there's no Trans Am mod. There's no Trans Am mod. There's no, it's just, and even if you had a Trans Am mod, you don't have all the tracks. I mean, it's just.
We'll never have a war bonnet ever.
No. I don't know. I was saying that we would never have Riverside in a modern sim, and I was wrong about that. the best Riverside is in the modern sims. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and about the iRacing AI, yeah, well, everyone else for road races, yeah, that's fine. They're playing Sims, but for oval racers, iRacing's AI is literally the coming of NASCAR racing 2018, 2019, pretty much.
Wow.
Does iRacing have all the NASCAR tracks?
Yeah, I think they do.
I think they do, yeah.
I don't know. I've not been on.
Yeah.
I have not been on iRacing in 10 years, so.
Have all the tracks.
So what did I miss? Give me a recap.
Well,
we'll talk about ACC, iRacing AI, a few other things. Those were two main subjects. And also Tigg's poll.
ACC, the word that I'm hearing is that the rain is just the best rain in any sim ever.
That's what I've heard too. Other than the fact that some of the interface between the driver and the car is somewhat messed up, depending on which wheel they have. That's what the biggest complaint I've had, that the force feedback is kind of sloppy. That's the biggest complaint. The graphics even though of all the videos I watched, the graphics are just off the chart, totally off the chart.
Yeah, everything I've seen looks real. Looks real. Are these all new tracks? Are they all laser scanned? They are laser scanned.
They're all new. They're all new laser scanned. Everything is now laser scanned.
All five of the tracks, huh?
No, I think there's gonna be 11.
Is there 11?
I think there's 11.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, like I said to Ian, I'm all for a single series sim. I am all for it. I don't care if they ever mod it. Right. I say if you want another series, build another sim. I'm all for that. It's just so it can be focused. It can have all the cars, all the call types. It can have all the tracks, and it can be you can run consistent. You can run a series,
Yeah, run it.
Yeah, and I mean, no other sim has. I may be wrong about that now. I think maybe RF2, but I think you have to buy them. That might be the only sim that has a complete set of GT3 cars, if that's what you're doing. Just everywhere, but no have types, So it was like the same story, you can't have a complete field because you don't have all the car types.
Right.
And unlike NASCAR 2003, you can't make templates in any other sim that'll cover a car. I mean, they don't work that way.
No, they
the
don't.
models are too tight.
Detailed.
Yeah, they're too detailed. They don't have any generic things.
No, they don't.
And I would, yeah. Same old drum I'm beating.
Oh, I mean, you two have the same focus on two different things, but you're right down the line. That's what you want. It's what you want to see. Where me, I'm happy just to have anything. If I've got half the cars, the only thing I want is like the tracks. I'm a trackaholic. I'm more into tracks. I want War Bonnet. I've never seen anything but pictures of it. I want War Bonnet. Plain and simple. I mean, if they've got the dead track in Iowa is in Sims, why can't War Bonnet be in Sims, where more series actually ran?
Only 2 series ran there.
Yeah, but only one ran.
Only Trans Am
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah, but they still.
There was SCCA racing, but that was it. One race, 1 year.
How long was
And it was
Warbonnet
the
open?
heyday.
Yeah, that's because me and
But hate
High
it.
Bank, I'm so like High Bank, but only on the oval side of things. I
Well,
want
yeah.
something with a full roster of tracks, full roster of cars, something, a complete package.
Yeah.
I'm so like High Bank with his road racing, but only on the oval side.
Well, yeah, we know. How many years was Warbonnet open?
Oh, it was open a long time. It was open, I want to say from the late 50s. It was probably 10, 12, 14 years. I don't know. I'll look it up right now.
5 years.
I don't know that really.
5 years was all that track in Iowa was open, but yet it's in a sim, but Warbonnet isn't.
Yeah, that is kind of puzzling, isn't it? Why did somebody make that track?
I don't know.
I mean, they got. I mean, my high school has more bleachers than that track does.
And I think they added bleachers to it.
No, really, seriously.
In the sim version. I know.
There's no.
I know.
I walked from one. I walked down the entire length of the bench, bleachers, and that's all there was. Just one set of bleachers there by the pits. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else. I didn't even notice that there. I don't think there's even an access road where you can drive around and park and sit in the grass. I don't think there's. They don't think they do that.
No.
So you're basically. It's a club track.
Yeah.
That's what doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's just it, But whatever it is. I mean, we're gonna get. Hopefully, somebody figures that out. That we need tracks. We need different tracks. It's like I was trying to tell Ian. I was telling Ian that Spec Miata mod that you have us hot lapping or hot racing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's that car or that track, but that car doesn't drive like to shit on that track. It drives like crap. I don't know if it's the car itself or it's the track.
Say again.
It runs like crap.
Which?
In R Factor 2.
What are you talking about?
Oh, hi, I'm Dr. O'Malley. She's in
In R Factor 2.
Oh, that. It was fine at Rivers. Oh,
yeah.
No, that wasn't our factor. That was a set of course. I don't know.
I
I've driven it.
It rolls over real easy. The car does.
Top heavy. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense for a convertible.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Even if it's
that
got the
doesn't
top
make
on.
sense.
Even if it's got the top on. Brakes are
Sounds like
non-existent.
something the British YouTuber Fail Race would design, and
Yeah.
a car that intentionally rolls over it easily.
It's just,
That's one of the running gags on his channel is rolling.
You know, the track is still there. It's just a neighborhood now. I mean, the track is still there. Every foot of it is still there.
Warbonnet.
Warbonnet is, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, they just built a housing. They built a housing area over it, but they left the track. They didn't plow anything. There wasn't very many facilities or anything there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they
They
just
just use the track as streets.
yeah. But you could look on Google World, and you could see the Earth. And you know there everything there. I mean, there's streets.
Cool.
They've probably been repaid. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, somebody could easily make said there wasn't much a hillside course, and it was an SEC course. A lot of SEC racing there. A lot.
I have a chance of creating what I want. Yeah, but if